We just completed our PCR test.
After your PCR test, you will receive an email which you need to acknowledge. By acknowledging it, you are confirming you are aware that it's an offense to not serve stay-home notice.
And now we are going to wait for our bus.
We waited about 10 minutes for our bus, then we were escorted to the bus. There were officers everywhere, so you could not escape from there. There are a few changes since our last stay-home notice when we traveled back in October 2020. The driver has to put on a suit which will protect him from contamination, and we are now boarding from the back of the bus instead of the front. There are also chains inside the bus to prevent us from sitting too close to the driver, and finally only one passenger is allowed per row. The journey lasted about 40 minutes while I was using Google Maps to try to see where we were going, and eventually we landed in Hotel Jen in Tanglin. When we arrived, the luggage came out first and they were sanitized. After that, we were allowed to come out of the bus, but only one at a time. After a temperature screening, we waited in this waiting room where we needed to fill in a few forms. So to do that, you need your passport, your boarding pass, and your IC number. After we've checked in, we were given reusable cutlery and a thermometer. We were also reminded on the date of our swab tests. At that time, we didn't know if we should serve 14 or 21 days of quarantine, and we were quite worried.
Surprise.
The first thing we checked when we were in the room was whether the windows could open for fresh air, and unfortunately that was not the case. And that was our first night in quarantine in Jen Hotel. Okay, so it's our second day of quarantine in Jen Hotel. Just wanted to show you the surroundings and what you can expect from the room here. This is the sofa area. Just next we have our bed, the phone. They usually call us once a day at least to know what is our temperature. So this is the place where I work. And this is my husband, Nico. Hello, Nico.
Bonjour.
And this is the bathroom area. It's quite small compared to the last hotel we stayed in, but it does the job. Oh, you can actually ask them to provide you with some dishwashing liquid with a sponge, so at least you can clean your coffee cups and mugs. Shower. I have one closet for the entire room. Yeah, it's quite small, so we tucked in our other luggage and some water bottles so it looks less messy. Here you have some other storage space which we haven't used. So kettle, tissues. When you checked in, they give you a thermometer and some cutleries. So there's a secret thing about this area, which is this little shelf under, and I think a lot of people didn't see it. We didn't see it at first, and we had to call reception for coffee and tea bags, and actually it's just under that. There's a small fridge, so the fridge expected to be small, but you can still fit a large bottle of milk. So under the sofa, if you don't know, there is the iron board, which we use as a table, a dining table, and the iron. I think if you're you could use this as a extra storage place as well. If you don't want the hotel staff to ring your bell 3 times a day, I suggest you switch on the do not disturb button so that they don't ring your bell at 8 a.m., 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. when they serve you food. They will just leave it outside your door. So 3 times a day we receive a meal, and it's usually put on top of these little tables, and it's exactly the same for every room which are staying here in Hotel Jen. Let's have a look in the corridor.
So that was the tour of a hotel room in Hotel Jen.
I hope it was useful. If I did forget something and you want to have more information, do drop me a message. I would be happy to answer it. Bye!